Hey folks, this is the True American Podcast. I am your host. I just had to quickly get on here and put out another podcast. I'm going to be putting out a series, several more very soon. One is I'm going to be commenting on the Louisville Defenders issue. It is their September issue. I'm going to be talking about making some comment on their editorial. But what I first wanted to do is talk about, as you know, Italy has just elected its first female prime minister. Now, ask yourself a question. Why isn't the white left, white liberals, the white woke, the white progressives, are not celebrating this? They're not sort of putting this out there in a major way, like they did with Kamala Harris. We just didn't, the white left was saying we don't just need a female vice president, but we need a black female vice president, as if somehow or another someone having dark skin and a vagina was going to make them a good vice president. But they got what they wanted, and they celebrated it. I'll never forget one knucklehead on my Facebook page was saying, hey, we need to get Kamala Harris dolls and things like that to black girls around the United States of America. And my response was, you didn't have that attitude when Condoleezza Rice was the first black female Secretary of State. See, folks, let me tell you something. The first female prime minister of Italy, she's a conservative. They label her as extreme right, right-wing, fascist, all that other kind of stuff. Let me tell you, I'm speaking to you as a former Marxist, as a former socialist. Anytime the white left says they don't like somebody, you should immediately check them out. Check them out for yourself. Make your own decision. Because the only reason why they don't like them is because they see that person as a threat to pushing their political and cultural narrative of destroying Western culture and free market capitalism. So go check out for yourself what this new female prime minister of Italy has to say. Check out for yourself her position on things. The white left in this country says this woman is guilty of every phobia known to man. People, I'm telling you, from experience, decades of experience, when they say that about somebody, male or female, black or white, check them out for yourself. Check them out for yourself. That's why you're not hearing a lot about her. That's why they're not pushing her. They don't give a flip about first female this, first black that. They don't give a flip about that. They will only push this person, the female black person or black female, whatever, if they are pushing that white left, neo-Marxist, cultural Marxist agenda. If they're not, they don't exist. I mean that's it. They don't exist. They blot out that history. And I'm telling you, these local black leftists, that's their mentality. That's their mentality. Oh, they had to take down all these statues because it was hurting their feelings. Who cares about your flipping feelings? I'm not going to rewrite. I'm not going to support the rewriting of history to suit your feelings. Get over it. Go see a therapist. Don't be stupid. Oh, but now we got some guy up there at Indiana University. He exploited children. He sexually exploited children. He was a flat-out sexual deviant. And they're putting a statue of him up there. I bet you dollars to donuts, these local black leftists, Mr. and Mrs. Urbane, Mr. and Mrs., people in Kentucky just aren't as sophisticated as us black folk from the Northeast. Freaking losers. You left the Northeast and came to Louisville where you can have a decent standard of living, yet you have the audacity to criticize our values and to criticize our legends. And I see that you're not raising any stink about a university, even though it's in Indiana, raising a statue that basically celebrates a pedophile. You don't have a problem with that, but you definitely have a problem with someone who was a Confederate over 100-something years ago. Folks, let me tell you something. I'm really speaking to white conservatives and patriots right now. You need to stop letting the black left and the white left intimidate you. A white communist is as bad as a black communist. A white socialist is as bad as a black socialist. It has nothing to do with the person's skin color. It has everything to do with their ideas. Marxism-Leninism, socialism, communism, all that left-wing nonsense is bad for everybody. But I was saying particular for black folk in America. And you have to have the courage to stand up and say that. You guys we're not opposed to Charles Booker because he's Charles Booker, the first black this, first black that, whatever. We've been doing that first black stuff for decades now. It's getting old. Black folk, we're achievers. Period. That's just the bottom line. We're achievers. We're not opposed to Charles Booker because he's black. He's first black this. We're opposed to Charles Booker because we don't want to see the Commonwealth of Kentucky go backwards. We don't want to go getting into all this wealth transfer programs. Tax the rich, the so-called rich, and all this other kind of nonsense. We don't want to go into this LGBTQXYZ stuff. No, we don't think teaching children, sexual things is appropriate. That's not appropriate for a government school to do. That's something that the family, the parents determine. That's what they control, not the government. If we put Booker up there in place of Rand Paul, that's what we're going to get. More government control, less liberty. More government regulation, less free market capitalism. That's what we're going to get. It's got nothing to do with this skin color. Just don't want that philosophy. Just don't want that program. So I just wanted to make that comment there. This is the True American Podcast. Stay tuned. Got more things coming to you.